Hotties, it's Yolz and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about tools and tips to avoid heat damage. Now, as you already know, as most of you already know, I barely use heat. So in a year, I probably use heat once. I actually used heat twice last year, which is quite surprising. But I try and avoid it because I don't need to see my hair straight all the time. However, I think it's okay to use heat as often as you probably desire, but to avoid heat damage when doing so, especially if you want to still rock your fro right after and you've got 4 type hair or even 3 type hair that goes back to curls or coils or kinks, you know. So anyway, without me blabbing too much, let's get straight into this video.
Hey there, it's Yolz channel.
Tip number 1, use heat as irregularly as you possibly can, like only on special occasions or maximum 4 times a year. That way you're making sure that you're protecting your hair and avoiding major heat damage. Also, to prolong your heat style, I would actually say sleep in a satin or a silk bonnet or a silk or satin scarf. I use this bonnet that's got a silk lining inside, but it's cotton outside. This was gifted to me by a blogger from Dar es Salaam. This was given to me by a Malawian lady who actually makes these, and this is silk. I also have this contains silk somehow in the material. Like, what I've noticed is it doesn't tug on my hair, it doesn't actually break my hair in any way, neither does it cause any split ends, so I use this like not that often because it's not cute, but like I use it. And then of course there's the silk scarf option, which can be satin or silk. These you can always get this and this at Clicks or at Discount, they always have, but it's always better if you are in a heat style and you want to prolong it for a good week or 2 weeks. You can actually wear those and maintain that straight hair without going back to your flat iron and just pulling those hairs. So yeah, that's my main tip. Number 2, which is a universal rule, use protection. If you're going to be using any type of heat, please use a heat protectant, I beg of you. It is paramount for you to make sure that the hair strand is protected when you're about to apply heat on it. That's a blow dryer, that's a flat iron, whatever it is. In fact, I double up on my heat protectant when I'm using both tools. So if I'm going to use a blow dryer, even if I'm going to use it on cool air, I still use this finger looks so wrong. But I still use my heat protectant, and then secondly, I'll go back, if I'm gonna go back with the same hair after blow drying it, I go back with my heat protectant and thereafter flat iron. Does that make sense? That way again, you're just making sure that your hair has got a layer that's keeping it from major damage. My favorite heat protectant is from Tresemme. You can either get it in travel size or this size. I've actually never opened this one, and I've had this one for a good possibly 6 years because I use heat like I said, once or twice a year, so I don't always need it, and I still have a good quarter of it left, which will still last me for another 2 or 3 years. But it lasts seriously long, and you can either get this size if you use heat more often, or you're a hairstylist and you want to use it on your clients. I bet you this is going to last you longer. And of course this, if you like me, use it like twice, 3 times, even 4 times a year, you could still get away with using this for a couple of years. Side note, don't forget your edges or your nape area. Make sure that you are spritzing that heat protectant over here, your edges, and over there, your nape. Tip number 3, please ensure that you are not applying your blow dry or flat iron on super wet hair. I actually only blow dry on about 50% dry hair, so make sure that your hair is damp or a little moist. So obviously you're still going to apply your heat protectant and everything like that, but just make sure that your hair is not dripping wet, because your hair is vulnerable at the time and it's prone to breakage easily. So I'd say just avoid getting into blow drying and flat ironing on dripping wet hair. It's just not healthy and it's not good for your hair if you still want to be left with hair on your head after your heat style. So now you're ready to blow dry. What do I recommend? I say use a nozzle or attachment that's got a wide tooth comb to it. What does that mean, Yolanda, and why? Well, for us thick-haired girls, 4C, even 3C hair, from 3C down to 4C, our hair gets super thick, and you can't afford to be you know, risking your hair on some fine tooth comb and targeted nozzle vibe that's gonna break your hair. So what I use is this attachment. I'm trying to attach it right now. I'm trying to act cool. There you go. And that becomes my blow dryer. Where did I get this? I know I'm gonna get that question. I got this from Clicks some years ago. It was super cheap. It was like 350 rand, I think. And I think I got it on sale for 250 rand. But either way, I remember buying it some years ago. And like I said, because I don't use it that often, that's why it's probably still in really good condition, besides the stringy hair of it. But it's a babless. How do you pronounce that? Yeah, a babless. You do. I used to call it babyless until I heard other people call it babless. It's a babless, and it comes with a whole lot of other attachments. So it comes with this attachment, it comes with that attachment, and it comes with this attachment as well. I don't use this. I think my mom used this for her relaxed hair when she came over, like wedding time, so I need to remove all that hair. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend using this or this on natural hair because it's going to pull and tug on that hair and cause a lot of breakage. I use cool heat, so I use either the number 1 or number 2 setting, never the number 3 because that's super hot, depending on the type of style. In fact, generally from the back to like the crown of my head, I actually go for super cool heat, and then coming to the front, because I'll probably do like a style that, you know, pushes the hair back, I would then go for the second setting, which is a lot warmer than cool air. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. And just never ignore the heat, the hot. So after blow drying, most of us want to go in with our flat iron. I use a Remington. I've had this for years as well. I got this from Clicks. Don't remember how much it was, but they should still have it. It is an amazing flat iron, and the minimum heat that I would use on this is 190 degrees. That sounds a lot for a lot of people, but the maximum that I use is 230 degrees, and that's what I would recommend for a natural and someone who still wants to get their hair reverting back to its natural state. Don't use too much heat, and again, between these two, I start off with my heat defense, which is my heat protectant, go in with my cool blow dry, and then go back, spritz this on my hair very lightly, and go back in with my flat iron, only if I need my hair to be straight. Also, what I do is just make sure that if I'm going to be pushing my hair back, tying it, giving it a ponytail vibe, I leave texture in between, so wherever I've blow dried, I don't go back with this in the middle of my hair. I only use the flat iron on the perimeters of my hair, and I hope that makes sense. That way my style looks sleek and straight, but I know that I've protected it by using less heat overall on the majority of my hair, which is always better again. So yeah, that's my tip for the heat tools that I use and how I use them. Tip number 5 is a styling tip. If you want your hair to look sleek, shiny, as well as moisturized but not left greasy and oily like you're about to fry some chicken on your hair, use a very light oil like grapeseed or almond oil. Now, I'm not saying use it all over your hair, just very lightly, even coconut oil, but that you gotta use in very small doses. I don't want you frying chicken on your hair, so I'm gonna just leave it at grapeseed and almond. Use a tad bit of it on the perimeters of your hair, up to whatever updo that you're probably doing to your tips, right? But only make sure that the majority of the oil is laying on the face of your hairstyle, so depending on how your hairstyle looks. So yeah, those are my tips to avoid heat damage and the tools that I use and how I use them. I hope it was really helpful to you. Don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment down below and let me know what other tips you have on avoiding heat damage. It's a thing, you guys, but it's not something that should deter you from using heat, because again, we are allowed to do whatever we want with our hair, and we should, as long as we're doing it in the healthiest possible way. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so and join the Yolz channel family. I love you guys so much, and again, thank you so much for watching.